Hi there guys, Stean back again, and today I'm here to do a little vloggy thing. Man, I'm going to talk about video games. I've done a couple. I've done one vlog a while back where I talked about my PS2 games, right? But I recently just bought something for my phone. I recently just bought a new app. Or I say a new app, it's 3 apps I just bought for my phone. I spent £7 on them. Yeah, I spent £7 on games for my phone. I know I'm very silly, I should have done it, but I couldn't help myself. The games I bought was the Grand Theft Auto games, Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City and San Andreas. Now San Andreas is going on the iPhone's App Store for I think it's £6 it's going for, so I got that, plus the two before it, 3 and Vice City, all for £1 extra, and I was really excited, and I've mainly been playing. I had a little shot of 3 and a little shot of Vice City, but I clicked on to San Andreas since it is my favourite game of all time. I love the game. I've talked about this previously, that my favourite game of all time especially PlayStation wise, is San Andreas. And so obviously I've been playing a lot of San Andreas, and it is very, very, it's just a game. I'll put my brightness down, you'll not be able to see that in the camera. It is it's just like the video game. There it is, this one in the safe house. It's very, very like the original game. It's the same storyline, but it's a lot similar. It's more actually, the graphics are a lot better in the game, in the phone game. Surprisingly, on an iPhone, it's better graphics than it is on PS2. It's a lot smaller screen, obviously, but that means you can play it on the go. But yeah, it's the only thing I don't like about it. The only thing I'm not fond of is the driving part of it. Driving's maybe needs an update on it for a better driving app for the driving, but it's fantastic. I'll be playing the game a lot. I've just started it, so I'm halfway. I've only just basically got through to like the one where you have to go do the bunny hop thing with TJ's sister's boyfriend. I have to do that, and I couldn't do that on the PS2 game, but it's a lot harder on the phone because the buttons just don't click. Maybe it's just me and my big fingers will not click on it, but yeah, it is a really fun game. I would say, if you've got an iPhone, I would suggest downloading it. I would suggest paying the £1 extra and getting off all 3 of the games, because it isn't a waste of money. It's quite a good thing to play, because you're going to be at it for ages. The games are long games. Fact is, they take up a big bit of memory, sort of. They don't take up lots of memory, but they take up a fair amount of memory, but it's kind of worth it. It's San Andreas on your phone, and you can play GTA on the go. When did you ever get this? When was this ever planned? When you played the game as a kid on the PlayStation 2, when did you think, I will be able to play that on a phone one day? When you had a PS2 when you were a kid playing the game, you didn't even know what a phone really was. But now you can play it on the phone on the go, and I'm really excited about it. It's been fun. I've had real fun playing it. It's almost, as I said, it is as good as a game on the PlayStation. Playing it but you don't have a controller, you have your phone. But that's why I like it. I like this new technology we've got nowadays, where we can just do anything on them. A lot of people say teenagers are. I know I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm 22 next year, but I'm 22 in March. But the technology nowadays is so fantastic that it kind of is everything for us. We have it's a phone. It's not just a phone to communicate with family for emergencies. It's also a way of communicating with friends. It's a way of going on social media. So it's a computer on your hand. It's also a way of listening to music. So it's a music player. It's also a camera. It's also a clock. It's my watch. I don't own a watch. I have when I was a kid. But as soon as I got a phone, I didn't need to buy a watch. I didn't need a watch. I carried a phone about with me. A phone that wasn't orange. I'm an O2. I've been an O2 since I was like 16, and I've always kind of liked them. They're not as great now, but I get a good signal where I stay, and that's the important thing. You need signal. I don't get signal many places, but O2 gives me signal down here, so I like O2. I had a phone that was an orange. Didn't top it up once. It was my papa's phone. I didn't top up once. I didn't use it for phone calls or text messages. Never did. I sometimes got a text message through to it. I gave my mum and my dad the number just in case I had contact with me. But that phone was with me, and it was an old flip-up Samsung phone. I had music on it, so I used to listen to music. I recorded a couple of wee videos on it, like back when I used to skate. It turned out really badly, but I used it for that, and I used it for a silly game on it. But I also used it, most importantly, I used that so I knew what time it was. That was my only method of timekeeping, was that phone. That's the reason I kept that phone with me. And I still have the phone, it's still there, it still works perfectly actually. It's the only phone that I own that still works perfectly fine. That's because I didn't use it maybe. But yeah, that's why I've kept it just in case, say one of my phone breaks and I don't have any phones, I'll pick that phone up and I'll use that as a timepiece, as I know what time it is when I'm out and about. So yeah, this turned into, let's talk about San Andreas 2 technology. How great is it? So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Have you played the GTA games on your phone? Do you have them on your phone? What do you think of them? Would you spend £7 on these games? Do you think I'm just stupid spending that money on a game from my phone that I could end up deleting? But if I delete, I can always get back saved on my cloud. So there you are. If I link my cloud account up to any other Apple device, I can play it on that like an iPad. So there you are. Thanks for tuning in. I've just reasoned it to myself as well. Thanks for tuning in. Push the like button, push that red button down there to subscribe as well, and I'll see you later. Ta-da!